Hey, what's up, fuckers? Long time no see, man. Goddamn, those lights are bright. I'll give people a couple minutes to get in here. It's been a while since I've done one of these things, so hopefully it's working all right. Did a little chanta back in here. Yeah, it's one habit I couldn't break. I tried, couldn't do it. That's what town will do to you, man. It's amazing I put myself in an insane asylum the last fucking year or so I've been here. All right, got my coffee, got my water. Shit. Yeah, I do drink coffee at 7 p.m. I am a little nuts, but it relaxes me. What can I say? All right. Well, am I live for one thing? Can you guys hear me okay? See, the comments have already gone haywire. Let me catch up on some of these. Tap, 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 tap. Yeah, I don't have my spoon with me, man. It'll come, trust me. I miss doing that. All right, so as people wander into this chat, we'll get a little introduction on why the fuck I'm on here for you guys. If you guys, so obviously you guys follow me on Instagram, so you know why I'm here. But before I get into all that hiking business, I just want to reach out and thank each and every one of you guys that have reached out since Rosco's passing. If you didn't hear about it, Halloween night, Rosco was, he was his normal self, tail was wagging, happy as can be, eating food fine. And he started getting down in the praying position with his ass up in the air. He would do that and then he'd lay back down. He did that a few times and I knew something wasn't right with him. And he just had that look in his eyes. So I said, all right, we're going to go to the emergency room. And, it took him a while to get the steps. And as we got outside, he just laid down on the grass and he wasn't walking anymore. So I picked him up and I carried him to the hospital. Got him in there. Tail was still wagging, seemed fine. And then the vet took him in the back, came out and broke the news to me. Rosco had cancer and he had a big mass in there and he started to bleed internally. And, I made Rosco a promise a long time ago when he was a pup that I would never put him through any more pain, unnecessary pain for my own benefit. I owed that to him. So we made the decision Halloween night to put him down. It was the most heart-wrenching thing I've ever been through in my life. I'm still processing it, but I know Rosco was in a better place. So, yeah, I just want to thank you guys. Everybody that reached out, it was overwhelming. I mean, there was like 400 some comments on Instagram. Rosco was a huge part of my life, and he was the main reason that I decided to get sober to begin with. For those of you that don't know the story, I got Rosco a week before I decided to get sober. When I got him as a puppy, I was the lowest I had ever been in my life, and I got him, and I'm like, I got to stay alive for this little guy. So he was the big reason, the number one reason why I got sober to begin with. So I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him, and I owe him my life. So with that being said, I owe it to Rosco to keep fucking walking, and that's what I'm going to do. I've decided originally I was going to do the AZT next year in 2025, but Rosco was a big reason why the last couple of years I decided to do shorter trails because I didn't want to leave him at home for an extended period of time. But now that he's gone, I mean, there's nothing holding me back. There's no reason for me to work on that bullshit 9-to-5 job. There is no satisfaction in it whatsoever for me. I was put on this fucking earth to walk long trails and inspire those battling addiction and going through the same shit I went through to understand that Mother Nature heals, and it healed me. So I mentioned this at the end of my CDT hike, what the fuck are we all doing here in this world? Well, I still don't know the answer to that, but I'm going to keep walking until I figure it out. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the Triple Crown Trails a second go around. I'm going to do them all southbound this time to get a little different perspective on them. I registered for my PCT permit for next year. So if all goes well, I'll be at the northern terminus of the PCT heading southbound. So from this day forward, don't believe a goddamn thing I say because southbounders are all liars, and I'm one of them now, or will be one of them. So with that out of the way, any questions you guys have, lay them on me, man. I'll be here as long as you guys want. Let me go back in the chat here and see what's going on. Read some of y'all's comments. Winslow Walks. I just got done with chatting with you, bud, on IG. Winslow Walks. He gave me a hitch there on trail. Really good dude. So he's living up in Washington, up in Harts Pass. He told me, so I'll probably meet you up there, bud. Hopefully there's a little less snow than last time I was at Harts Pass with Beats and Rabbit and Snazzy. All right, let's see here. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you too again, guys. Yeah, thanks again for the comments about Rosco, guys. I met Rosco once on Blood Mountain. Yeah, me and Rosco, when we lived up there and worked at mountain crossings on the AT, me and Rosco would do Blood Mountain probably once a week. And it was hilarious. Every time I got to the top of that mountain, you see the tourists from Atlanta up there, and they all be like, what the fuck is a basset hound doing up on top of this mountain? Well, since Rosco was about that big, he was hiking with me in Montana, so he is no stranger to hiking long miles. But it was always fun getting a kick out of that. When people are shocked to see a dog with that short of legs up on top of a mountain, but he was a hiker, man. IB Tab, missed these 2 weeks sober here. Not much but fighting to stay strong. Thanks for your videos and photos. Charlie, keep on going, man. 2 weeks sober is nothing. You just got to take it one day at a time at that point. And now I'm coming up on 11 years of sobriety next month. And I'm going to tell you straight up right now, I wouldn't say it gets easier. You just understand yourself more and you know how to deal with these triggers when they come up. Even after 10 years of sobriety, I still get triggered from time to time, and even more so living in a town. Some of those old memories come back. That's the reason why I love long distance hiking so much, because it allows me to be in the moment and realize why I'm alive. And when you see Mother Nature and you see these sunsets and you're just out there by yourself in the middle of nowhere, 3 days from the nearest town, you're like, there ain't nobody coming to save my ass. I need to pick myself up from my bootstraps and get this shit done. It's the same thing with sobriety. People can tell you to get sober. You can go to all the rehabs you want. I've been to them. You can, family, friends, they're all going to tell you the same thing until you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm done with that shit. You're not going to quit. That's why you see so many people relapse. You, within your heart, have to know, I'm done with this bullshit. And let me tell you, man, if I hadn't gotten sober, all 600 fucking videos that I have on YouTube and all these goddamn miles that I've hiked the last 7 years never would have happened if I stayed a drunk. It wouldn't have happened. I would have been dead or in jail. So I can thank all those videos you guys watch. Just understand, I might be happy and all this shit when you see those videos, but I have got demons running through my fucking head all day long on those trails. I am battling the demons in my head all fucking day for 6 months straight out there. It's a mental grind, and those demons are always going to be with me till the day I die. But one day at a time, man. 1 mile at a time. Don't pick up that fucking drink. Sobo is the way, brother. We'll find out, man. The Sierras might be a little more pleasant this go around. Got our Frankie and Darla. Good to see you guys. You guys have been following me for a very long time. Got your PCT permit. Got our PCT permit, Sonobo. We'll see you on the trail. We'll see you going the other way. You sold me my quilt. Oh, at Mom Crossings. Don't be surprised. North Country Trail, the longest trail in the National Scenic Trail System at 4,600 miles. Trust me, Jerry, I've looked into that one. I would love to do that one for sure, but I guess, why am I doing the Triple Crown again? There's something about those long distance national scenic trails, the PCT, the AT, and the CDT, man. There is just something about them. For any of you guys that have hiked even one of those trails, there's just something different about those trails. When I went to Scotland and hiked across Scotland, I didn't feel that feeling. When I went to Sweden and hiked the Kungsleden, I did not feel that feeling. There's just something about those trails that it's hard to put it into words, man. There's just something special about those, and that's why I want to do them all again. I'll get a little different experience going southbound now this time. Count on support from me, sir. Thank you, Josh. Yeah, I'm gonna need it on these ones, guys. So this full year that I've taken off, You know, I've been working at REI. I got a second job, which I only work 1 or 2 days a week at. The hours aren't there, man. They're just not giving me my hours. I've been getting scheduled for like 3 days a week. So if I'm gonna make this happen, you know, I'm not saying I'm relying on you guys, but all the support you guys can give me to get on that trail is gonna help for sure. Because I'm basically starting from scratch. I'm gonna sell all my shit. I'm gonna go back to where I was from the beginning. I'm gonna live out of my fucking backpack. So all bullshit, all the bullshit that I've collected this year, it's gone. I'm selling it all, man. I don't need shit other than what I can carry on my back. But yeah, if you guys want to send me resupply boxes, support me on Patreon, whatever you guys want to do, it's definitely gonna help. But I'm gonna do my damnedest to save up all the money I can to be on the PCT in July or whenever I decide to start. So always support, always appreciate the support. You guys, I mean, over the last 7 years, it's insane how much you guys have helped me out. It's definitely appreciated. But I hope I can, you know, I try to do the best I can with these videos, pushing out content every day on those trails. So it is a lot of work for me, but it helps me understand that I'm bringing something to you guys as well. For those of you that can't get on these trails, you can live vicariously through what I'm doing, and I can, you know, tell my life story, and hopefully some of y'all get something out of it. Luckily, most of my gear's set. I mean, my pack from Sweden is still good to go. I'll rock that same pack. My Z Pack's tent, I haven't busted that on a while. I got to check that, but that should be good to go. My sleeping pad should be all right. So it's just shoes, you know, and you know, little things here and there I'll pick up. But I think most of my big three is good to go gear wise. Rent in Denver is rough. Yeah, tell me about it. I'm gonna rant a little bit. And this is not Denver specific, but this is town in specific and city. The shit that I've witnessed in Denver this past year, it just reminds me of why the fuck I do what I do. Like the shit that you see people complaining about on a daily fucking basis is just mind blowing to me. And everybody's fucking offended about something. And if I have to fill out one more fucking job application that asks me what my fucking pronouns are, I mean, what the fuck is going on in society? Like, I don't fucking get it. You can't open up your goddamn mouth anymore and talk like a normal fucking human being because you might offend some fucking blue-haired asshole who can't take a fucking joke. Like, get the fuck out of my face. This is you don't see this shit out in trail. Mother Nature doesn't give a fuck what your pronouns are, okay? I take any of these fuckers from Denver and bring them up on Hart's Pass on the PCT in 2019. Start complaining about some shit then, okay? Start complaining about some shit then because you're on your fucking own at that point. There ain't gonna be nobody coddling your fucking ass up there on a goddamn mountain in 3 feet of fucking snow. Some gal messaged me recently on Instagram, DM me. We're chatting before I went on this live stream. And she says, I was like, yeah, there's a lot of fucking weirdos here in town. She's like, there's weirdos everywhere. I said, yeah, but they're few and far between on a 2,000-mile hike. That's 100% the truth, man. But yeah, Denver's rent's fucking stupid here. For what you're getting paid at a job. I mean, I'm 40 fucking years old. I ain't getting a goddamn roommate. You can kiss my ass. I tried to get a roommate when I first moved here because I was broke when I got back from Sweden. I was homeless, so I wanted Craigslist, found a roommate. This fucking bitch decided to give me chores. Like, I'm 40 fucking years old. You're going to give me a fucking list of chores? I ain't fucking here. I go work, okay? You clean up after your goddamn self. Fuck you. Give me a chore list. What the fuck am I, 12 years old? I'm not part of that shit. But I'm renting a studio apartment right now. I pay fucking $1,200 a month for a fucking studio apartment. You know, I'm getting scheduled 3 days a week at work. I don't know how fuck people live here, man. Not working retail, I'll tell you that. All right, well, that's rants over. Felt a little better after that. Been holding that one in for a while. Rebecca, maybe you'll find your camera you lost towards the end of the PCT. Yeah, I finally forgot about that. Thanks for bringing that up. Where did I lose that fucking camera? I lost that camera. Stevens Pass. somewhere up there still, probably. Yeah, maybe I'll find it going southbound. That'd be nice. Have as a memento or something. Greg, good to see you, buddy. Me and Greg stay in touch. Greg, I think we passed each other, right? And you were, I think I was hiking in the trail days, and then you were doing your through hike. Then we run into each other then. You get to see all these posers and REI buying Osprey packs and Keen Approach shoes to go on hike around the Maroon Bells. Oh man, yeah. I'll tell you what though, they've been since I started at REI, they've been having me work the registers for like a year now. They finally got me over to camp a couple months ago. I worked there like 1 day a week. It's like, but then when I do work at camp, it's like you wanna give them the no bullshit answer, but I got to give them the REI answer. So it's like some of the shit that people buy. It's like I want to tell them what's up, but I can't do that. They'll learn real quick. I mean, I was the same asshole back in the day. I can't you know tell them anything different because I remember when I was preparing for the AT, I did the same fucking thing. I was living in Asheville, North Carolina. Hope those guys are doing all right, by the way. That's a heartbreaking story, but I went into the REI in Asheville. Didn't know shit. I was watching a couple YouTubers at the time, but I bought a bunch of bullshit. And I remember looking back at it now. When I stepped foot on the AT for my through hike, I didn't take one piece of fucking gear that I bought at REI that time. I went and bought all my shit at once. I didn't use one piece of that gear on my through hike. I had to rebuy everything. So you learn. This is one of those things. You can watch all the YouTube videos you want and go on Reddit and listen to all these assholes on Reddit, but until you fucking lace them up and step foot off of Southern Terminus, you don't know what the fuck's going on. You learn as you go. And I told these fuckers the same thing when I worked at Mountain Crossings. My only job there at Mountain Crossings was go through people's gear and say, well, you ain't gonna be carrying this shit in 3 weeks. Oh, fuck yeah, I will. Okay. 3 weeks from now, you'll see it in a hiker box somewhere. Just one of those things you learn as you go. Thank you guys who are donating, man. That's fucking awesome. Appreciate it. Mike, $100. Morning, motherfuckers. Yeah, morning to you, Mike. Afternoon, whatever the fuck it is. All right, let's go do some of these questions here. Let's see. A wandering dream. Oh, how I missed you. You are a good guy. May Rosco's spirit soar and his new journey be a peaceful one. The struggle is real, but your videos make it better. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. Grayson Highland in 22. Grayson, oh, that's right, Greg. Yeah, we met in Grayson Highlands. That's right. Hell yeah. Still mad about those fucking horses chewing up my damn trekking pole on my through hike through there. Nathan, I bet your salesman skills are on point. I can see you telling everyone you don't need any of that shit. I mean, I'd like to. My job at the registers at REI is to sell memberships. That's it. This year, I've sold 1,000 REI memberships there, believe it or not. What does that get me? My hours cut. Oh, that's lovely. Let's see here. Pie Man, it's written in the stars, mate. I was asleep and woke up for a piss. Picked up my phone. This with the 6 minutes to go before the stream started. My bladder can see into the future. Well done. Brooks, good to see you, Brooks. Brooks Oliver. We share the same last name. Brooks is a Georgia boy. Works there for UGA in Athens there. I think you still do, don't you, Brooks? Brooks gave me a lift when I was living in Georgia there. Good to see you on here, brother. When you get around to the AT and get to Georgia, let me know if you need a lift anywhere. Well, there you go. The trail provides, man. Especially on the Appalachian Trail, man. Just, going back to the feeling you get on these long trails, the AT is second to none. You take all three of them. The Appalachian Trail is special, man. And I know it's like, if you talk to any triple chroner, they'll say, well, the AT was kind of you're in the green tunnel. The AT was my favorite. Always will be my favorite. I love just walking through the woods, man. I don't need the 360-degree views all day. I don't need that shit. They're nice, but there's just something peaceful about walking through the woods. And the AT, you're so close to towns on that trail, but it doesn't feel like you are. When you're in that canopy of trees, man, I've got a Rolodex of memories going through my head right now on the AT. It's just, I remember thinking to myself and saying this on my videos many times. I would just stop in the middle of the fucking trail and just say, I'm fucking happy today, man. I'm just happy. That's the feeling you get, especially on the AT and the people. You'll hear it all the time. It's all about the people. For me, it's more about the animals I meet, but I get it. I get it. That's the people and the folks you meet in those trail towns on the AT, man. It gives you hope for society. You know, you come to a city like Denver, or, you know, nobody gives a fuck. It's just dog eat dog world. Nobody gives you the time of day. People are assholes. But you go to some podunk fucking town off the AT and you haven't showered in a week and you know, you smell like shit and all you want is a fucking cheeseburger. That's it. Just to brighten up your day. And some person drives up and sees you standing there on the side of the fucking road and they're like, "Hey, why don't you get in my car? I'm going to take you to go get a fucking cheeseburger." That's what you get on the Appalachian Trail, man. It happens all the time, all the way up and down that fucking trail. The people are special out there, man. All right, let's go through here. Charlie, I remember those videos. Those are great. Yeah, they are. And I go back. I do from time to time when I'm having a shit day, just more often than not these days. I go back and watch some of those videos. Puts a smile on my fucking face, man. We're not put on this fucking earth to work for 40 fucking years so I can move down to goddamn Florida and play shuffleboard all fucking day. Talk to Pappy. Do you guys know who Pappy is? I'm sure you do. If you don't know who Pappy is, let me fucking enlighten you about this guy. My favorite motherfucker I've ever met on any of these trails. Pappy, I wanted to meet him so bad. I met him. I heard about him. Okay, on my through hike back in 18 on the Appalachian Trail. I heard about this guy, old fucker, hiking up these mountains. And we were around the same area in Maine. Can't remember what town it was, but I caught a rumor that he was in town. And he was staying at a hostel down at the other side of town. And I caught word that he was heading back the same day that I was. So I rushed to go back there. I wanted to meet him at the trailhead. And I just missed him. He was going the other way and I was heading north and we never crossed paths. And I wasn't say I was heartbroken, but I really wanted to meet this guy. It was just inspiring, his story, that old, still through hiking, man. And then I went back to work on the AT at Mountain Crossings and I'm sitting there at work and what do you know? Who comes through the fucking door? It's Pappy hiking again. The fucker is old as shit. You go back on my Instagram, I got a picture of me and Pappy at Mountain Crossings. And I said, Pappy, you know, you buy anything you want. It's on me. I just tell me a story and let me shake your hand and get a picture with you. That's all. I mean, you know, going back to my point, it's like you get to a point where you've worked all your life for what, really? You know, if you get to a point and your job is taking everything out of you, your soul and you're ragged and your mind's not there, you've worked your whole fucking life, so now you can finally relax. It just doesn't make sense to me, man. I'm sorry, it doesn't. And I know some people that's the path you've chosen. More power to you, but for me, I'm living life now. I ain't wasting fucking time working 9 to 5 bullshit for it's pointless to me. I want to have memories when I go to my grave. You're not going to remember shit from work. I don't care how much you love your job. If you were to take a through hike and the best job in the world, I'll take the fucking through hike memories every day of the week and twice on Sundays, man. Jerry says, I think it's time to fall into Ibitat rabbit hole and watch those videos again. Go for it, man. There's a lot out there. You're gonna have to be patient though, because I'm not gonna have the money to do this trail, the PCT northbound. Can't get my permit now anyway. I'm gonna have to put in, I think the next for Sobo registration, I think is January 8th. So I'm gonna have to get on the horn and make sure I get my permit January 8th, and then we'll choose a date. But I think those long distance hiking permits are bullshit. I'll tell you a story on the PCT in 2019 up in Lassen, National Park up in Oregon. We were behind the pack there. My ankle's crapping out. Maybe I took a few too many zeros. I come up on this fucking ranger up in Lassen, and he's like, "Pull your permit out." So I pull it out. He's like, you should be done with the PCT here in like 2 weeks, man. You're way behind schedule. I said, "Well, yeah, that's all good and great. If you want to pick my ass up and throw me over your shoulder and take me off the trail, go for it. Otherwise, I'll see you in fucking Canada, bitch." I'll get my fucking permit just to get them off my backs, but I think it's all bullshit. Just money making scam. It's the same thing with those fucking wilderness areas. You'll hike on these long trails. You'll hike through 10 different wilderness areas, not pay a dime, and then you'll get to one specific one. They'll make you pay $20. It's like, oh, well, I just hiked through 10 fucking wilderness areas before I got your fucking ass. What makes you so goddamn special? I've been camping free all the way up to this point. Mall cops of the forest. That's what I call them. Gina asked, will you have a calendar for 2025? I missed one in 2024. Yeah, I never released one in 2024. I had planned on it, put them on my website. I had an issue with my printer, the printing company I go through, so I never released them. If you guys would like me to release the calendar, last year I was going to put out my wildlife. I have all those wildlife photos I took when I was living in Estes and whatnot. I still have. I can put that out, as well as my Sweden calendar I was going to release. That was never released to the public. So if you guys would like one, send me a DM. I don't have my website anymore, but send me a DM on Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to print those for you guys and ship them out to you. Eric Busey asks, hope to see you when you get to the SoCal section. I'm not far from Wrightwood and Mickey D's, right on the trail. Holy shit. Awesome. That's a good location, man. Yeah. Cajon Pass on the PCT is that McDonald's right off the fucking trail. If you guys don't know, I'll tell you that story. I pushed a big day into that Mickey D's. I was so excited. Right past sunset, which I rarely do. I remember that sunset. It was like rolling hills. And every time you went up over another hill, you could see the sunset. It was just absolutely gorgeous down there in SoCal. And I get to that McDonald's. I can't remember what I ordered. Ate dinner there. And I stayed at that McDonald's till I was charging my shit, my cameras and whatnot. And I stayed there till they kicked me out. And then I didn't want to walk anymore, so I walked behind that McDonald's, walked down maybe, I don't know, it wasn't very far, 1/10 of a mile or something, set up my tent behind that Mickey D's, and there were some fucking crackheads out there. I had my knife drawn all night that night, I remember. Had my tent door cracked with my knife drawn. I didn't get much sleep that night. Woke up, went back into that Mickey D's the next morning. I zeroed at that Mickey D's, ate there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then I packed out McDonald's Resale High Challenge. I packed out 8 McDoubles, 40 chicken McNuggets. I think it was 2 apple pies. And that's all I packed out for the next, 28 miles. I got up in elevation the next day and my fucking nuggets froze. They were like rocks. Oh, it was fucking gross, man. I remember getting into Wrightwood though. There was a bar there, and I after eating all that goddamn McDonald's, I don't think I had shit at that point. I was all in my belly still, and I ate a massive double cheeseburger. I remember that. It was good times, man. I'm gonna relive all those memories, make some new ones. It's written in the Pie Man says it's written in the stars, mate. I was asleep and woke up. Oh, we already read that one. My bad. Let's go down here. Ted and Bikes Around. Good to see you, dude. Good to see you, my man. What REI are you working at? I'm at the Denver flagship right downtown there. It's the second biggest one in the country. Beautiful building. Right out Platte River runs right behind there downtown. It's a gorgeous building. Biggest REI I've ever been in. I've never been to the Seattle store, but let's see here. Nathan Mace, the big towns have all tall ladders for the assholes climbing, and the ladders are crowded. Yeah, 100%, man. Commando says, preach. Dude, you guys are going to love my rants on the PCT next year, man. I've been building up so much shit in my head this past year. I need to get it out. I can rant for hours, man. But that's all good and fun, and I'm sure I will. You get bored on these trails, you got to vent out some shit, but I want to bring the beauty of the trail to you guys again, man. It's just so fucking gorgeous out there. And I always recommend people that come through REI now, and I tell them what I've done, and some of these folks I've talked to, they're getting ready to do their first through hike. And I always recommend, if they're going to do one of these trails, do the PCT, because you get a little bit of everything on that trail. You get a little bit of everything. If you want to combine all the trails together, you get a little bit of all the three on the PCT. So beautiful. In California by itself, it's like you're hiking through 4 different states through California alone. I mean, it's said, 1,700 miles. You're in that state a long fucking time. It's very disheartening. But yeah, it feels like you go through 4 different states through California. How people live in California still is beyond me, but I'm happy to walk through your beautiful state. Nobo self-permitting is pretty easy. Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'll tell you another story. When I did my trek in the PCT, I was walking. I got dropped off at Campo, camped behind this fucking barn or some shit in the middle of nowhere. And the next day, go to start, walk to the terminus. Border Patrol comes up behind me in his truck, and he's fucking with me, man. I didn't know it at the time he was fucking with me, but he kept drilling me with all these fucking questions. Where are you from? What are you doing out here? Blah, blah, blah. I was shitting a brick, man. And after about 5 minutes or so of him drilling me with questions, he says, I'm just fucking with you. Get my truck. I'll take you to the terminus. But yeah, there's no rangers out there, man. You just get on there and walk. It's when you get to the national parks and they start these ranger police fucking mall cops start fucking with you. Let me see your bear can. Let me see your permit. Let me see all this shit. All right. Pie Man, how many miles is the challenge, Subbo? The McDonald's challenge is 28 miles, if I remember correctly. Outdoor Adventures, what's going on, brother? Good to see you on here. RB or McDonald's challenge again? Eric asks. I would do the McDonald's one in a heartbeat. I mean, that Arby's challenge on the AT was fucking gnarly. Who was I hiking with? Toki. Toki, this hiking with this guy named Toki. He was a major pothead, really cool dude. I roped him into the Arby's challenge. It's not a thing on the AT. We were bored, so we came up with it. Went into, what town was it? Bland, Virginia. I can't remember where you started. I think it ended up in Bland, but yeah, we went to an Arby's, and I ordered it. I told the guy, I went in the Arby's the minute they opened in the morning, 10 a.m. or whatever. I said, this is going to sound real fucked up, and I need like 40-something roast beef sandwiches right now. And he didn't even blink an eye. He's like, I got you, man. It's going to take some time. Me and Toki ate there. We ate some roast beef in the store, and we packed out, I can't remember, 20-something roast beef sandwiches a piece. That's all we fucking ate. God damn. We packed out a roll of toilet paper a piece, and thinking we were going to shit our brains out, and the opposite thing happened. We didn't shit at all. We had all the Arby's, and it was like fucking 90 degrees humidity in Virginia. We had all this fucking roast beef meat sweats going down our face. And then we got to Bland. All they had was probably that Dollar General there and Dairy Queen. That was it. And like some fucking hotel lodge or something. After eating all that Arby's, me and Toki went into that Dairy Queen. We both fucking ate our ass off there, and then Toki went into that bathroom and just blew that fucker up when we got out of there. I can't remember how long it took me to shit after that. I had a lot of food in my gut. Let's see here. Just got out of work. What did I miss? So you'll have to go back, and this will be posted on YouTube, so you can go back and watch this tomorrow, man, or tonight after it posts. Commando says Border Patrol stopped on a four-wheeler so I could cross. Dude was dressed like a Halo character. Wave two. And most of those Border Patrol guys are pretty cool. John Ballard, any scary bear, moose, or animal encounters that stand out? There's a couple. I think I've lucked out on all these trails. I've never felt my life was threatened, like, but jumping out of my head on the AT up in Maine. I'm gonna forget the name of that river up there, the Kennebec. When you cross the Kennebec up in Maine, early in the morning, that was my first like up and close moose encounter. This fucking bull moose came up the AT. You don't realize how big those fucking animals are until you see them within fucking 20 feet of you. This fucker came right up the AT, and we had a standoff. We just stood and looked at each other. And I would say it seemed like 5 minutes, but it was probably a lot less than that. But it just felt like it dragged down. We just kept staring at each other, and I'm thinking to myself, well, one of us has to make a fucking move here. So I lunged at him a couple steps, and luckily he bolted. And I just heard him crashing over bushes and shit. But bull moose, and it was always funny to me when I lived in Estes Park last year with all the moose and elk over there, like Turons over in Estes Park, Colorado. Holy fuck, man. If you guys don't follow the page called Turons of Yellowstone, go check that fucking, it's endless free entertainment, man. These Turons, they see a moose and they don't think, oh, it's not a bear, it's friendly. Dude, that thing will fucking stomp your eyeballs out, not even blink a fucking eye. Those things are just as dangerous, if not more dangerous than grizzlies when they're in the rut. That's like fucking 1,200 pounds of pure sexual frustration, man. Those things will fuck you up. But, you want to be a fucking Turon, as long as your kids aren't involved, have at it. Go fucking pet that fucking thing. See what happens. Fuck around and find out. That's what I say. On the other side of that, though, I always do try to educate people when I'm feeling like it, because what bothers me the most when I see people harassing wildlife like that, I love wildlife photography. Okay, I love photographing these animals from a distance. But if that animal were to attack one of these assholes, well, guess what? That animal has to be put down for no other reason than it was defending its fucking life and defending its property and where its home is. Okay, so think twice before you get up and want to get a goddamn selfie with the fucking animal and go back to your stupid ass fucking town and show all your dickhead friends on Facebook what you did in Colorado. Like, that animal probably has to be put down if it attacks somebody. Just so you know, so you can get 3 fucking likes on your stupid ass Facebook that nobody follows. What other animal encounters have I had? I've had my most feared animals in the wild. If you want to count people are the most thing. I fear all people. I don't trust anybody out there. So that's number one. Aside from that, snakes. I am deathly afraid of snakes. I've had two snakes, 2 rattlers coil up on me. I've never been struck at. First day on the CDT in New Mexico, I had one coil up on me. Where was the other one at? Up in it was just when I finished the Great Basin up in Wyoming. I remember I had one coil up on me. Those things terrify me. And mountain lions. I have never seen a mountain lion ever in the wild. I have heard them scream. When me and Beats and Snazzy and Rabbit were finishing the PCT up there in 2019, we saw tracks up there. But I've never seen a mountain lion in the wild. Those things terrify the living shit out of me. They do. It's just, if a mountain lion were ever to attack me, here's my jugular, dude. Take me out quick. That's all I ask. Those things terrify me. Grizzlies, black bears are just big raccoons, in my opinion. I've had so many black bear encounters over the years that I understand those animals. Obviously, a mother and a cub is a different story, but for the most part, especially on the East Coast, black bears are big raccoons just looking for trash. Grizzlies, I don't fuck around with grizzlies either. Having lived in Montana for 4 years, I've had one close encounter with a grizzly. I mean, I've come fairly close on the CDT to them, but nothing that I thought I was threatened by. But when I was working on that ranch up in Montana, some of you may have heard this story, but when I was working on that ranch, one of my days off, I was out picking huckleberries one day, and went up. I was going up these switchbacks and came around a switchback, and there was a mother and her two cubs, grizzly, up there. When you see those fucking animals that close up, it puts the fear of fucking God into you. And I had a gun on me at the time, but and the wind was in my favor. She never noticed me. She had her head buried in these huckleberry bushes. So I mean, I got the fuck out of there real quick, but I was close to her, close and too close for comfort. And you guys notice when you watch my CDT videos, I didn't fuck around with that. I hate hanging my food. I hate doing all that shit. I'm lazy as fuck. In grizzly country, I don't mess around. Okay, it's not worth it. Those things will fuck you up. You notice in those videos once I got up in northern Wyoming and all through Montana, I was stopping a mile, 2 miles out from my camp, and I was eating dinner, and then I was walking to camp. I wasn't taking any chances there. So yeah, grizzlies, I don't fuck with them either. Runs faster than a horse too. Yeah, moose are pretty quick. Hiking and camping with Jeremy. Hey, brother, how's it going from Maryland? Doing all right. Doing all right, brother. Considering. I'll be doing a lot better once I get back on trail. How many people we got in here anyway? 138? Hell yeah. Thanks for stopping in, guys, on a Friday night. How long have we been on here? 40 minutes? We'll stay on another 20 minutes or so. How's that? I generally go about an hour on these things. So if you guys got any more questions, fire them up, man. I got a lot more room on this hat for some pins, man. We gotta get some more mileage on this fucking thing. Yeah, we'll add a few more pins over the next few years to that fucking hat. Saw one son sitting on a rock in California. You hear about those cats coming down from the Hollywood Hills snatching up people's dogs and shit. I blame Disney. Yeah, Disney pissed off a lot of people the last few years, haven't they? I mean, if you're going, you live in a town or a state or whatever, you don't know these animals, do some fucking research, people. It's not that difficult. I understand you're giddy when you see these animals. You may never see them again in your life, but understand that these animals are just trying to fucking live. That's all they're trying to do. Let's see here. Very long. Hi, B. So glad to hear you're hitting the trail again. I miss the good morning, you motherfucking sunshines. I miss saying it for sure. I miss making videos for you guys. You know, life seems so boring. And I know it doesn't have to be. It's just the way I am. And this is what through hiking has done to me over the last 7 years. You know, the old cliche saying through hiking ruins your life in the best way possible. I mean, I've tried to go out on day hikes. It just doesn't do anything for me anymore. And it's kind of sad in a way, because I used to love just going out with Rosco in my tent for the weekend before I started through hiking. I used to love that. Through hiking changes you, man. It's like a drug. I crave the long distance grind. When you're inside your own head for 6 months and you're covering that much fucking ground, that's what I love. I love being in pain every day. I love having a goal in mind, and no matter what fucking happens from today and 6 months from now, you're going to make it fucking happen. You are going to get to your goal. I fucking love that. You know, when you work all week, when you're looking forward to 2 days off, it's ass backwards. It should be the other way around. You should be out in the woods for 5 fucking days, and then you're craving to get into town to kick your feet up for 1 or 2 days and eat a good meal, and then go back out in the woods. It's the society is ass backwards, man. I think everybody in this entire fucking country should have a minimum of a 3-day weekend every fucking week. 2 days isn't enough. It ain't enough for me. Go out on a fucking day hike, go up on fucking Gray's Peak and hold my little wooden sign out and go back and brag to my friends. That's all cool and everything, but then I got to go back to fucking work. Holy shit, man. It's something about living in the woods. It's very primal. It's what we were built for. We weren't built to sit in a fucking cubicle 5 fucking days a week. We're meant to go out and scavenge for food and cover ground and see new things and explore and what you fucking did when you were a kid. What the fuck did you do when you were a kid? You know? You go get lost in the woods, play with slingshots. That's what I did as a fucking kid. Shit, that's why I cut this finger off. I was out playing in the woods building forts with a fucking hatchet. This was back in the day when me and my fucking friends, we got on our little huffy bikes and all rode down to the local hardware store. And this motherfucker sold all of us hatchets. We went out in the woods, started building forts and shit. And my finger got lopped off. That's what we did as a kid. I guess I never fucking grew up. Everybody else my age grew the fuck up. I refuse to do it. I'm still living like a fucking kid. It's the way life should be, man. And people will tell you, I see it all the time. They'll fake like they're happy in their life, and I love my job. That may be true. You may love and get satisfaction out of your job, but I think you're lying to yourself, quite honestly. Because if your boss, if you woke up and you came in Monday morning, and your boss says you can come to work every day for the next 6 months, or you can go play in the woods, what the fuck are you gonna choose? Exactly right. If you had the fucking choice, I know what I would choose. BB guns and hose water. Fucking A right, man. I remember when I got my first BB gun. Shit, I remember how old I was. Maybe 6, 7 years old. I remember sitting, me and my buddies. I remember we'd hide behind bushes, and I shouldn't admit this, but we used to shoot car tires as they drove by our street with my BB gun. Go out and shoot squirrels and shit, man. I remember taking my slingshot and busting out a couple doors, glass doors. Good times, man. It's still in our spirit. We're still all kids. What's that old saying? We're always kids. Our toys just get more expensive. Yeah, I don't need all those fucking expensive toys. Give me a fucking backpack and a good pair of shoes. Hop on over the back fence. Go get your knees scraped up. That's what I say. All right, what did I miss here? Got it on another rant there. Any motive? Scrunkles 2 asks, any motivation to throw together your own route? Unfortunately, I'm not Andrew Skirka. That dude is something else, man. You go on Skirka's website, it's pretty fucking impressive what that man has put together over the years. There's a lot of cool loops you could do, though. I mean, the Great Western Loop is one of those things. You want to combine the PCT and the CDT. that would be a cool, and it's I ain't gonna lie, I fantasize about attempting the calendar year triple, and I'll have it in my head for a couple days, and then I'll start thinking about it. And for one, the pushing out content every day and the way I film these long hikes, it takes a large portion of my day, and I would have to skimp on the, let's say, production value, if you want to call that, on my videos if I had to press 25 miles plus every single day for a year. But I think my videos would suffer too. And I think at least by the end of that grind, I think I would lose my love for it. I think, I don't know, but I think I would. I enjoy coming up to a beautiful, bald or something in the middle of the day, and I just want to sit here a minute and just take it all in. I enjoy those moments on these through hikes, and I don't think I could pass that up. Sometimes I just want to kick back and just relax in the woods all day. On a calendar year triple crown, you can't only afford to do that. I trust me though, I've fantasized about it for sure. I'll tell you another story now that I got thinking about that. When I was working at Mountain Crossings in Georgia, it must have been January 1st or January 2nd, first week of January. These two kids came in. I can't remember their names. I apologize if you guys ever watched this, but you can Google them up. There's some articles written about them. But two young guys came into Mountain Crossings, and it was like I said, first week of January, cold as fuck. And so, what are you guys up to? Yeah, we're attempting the calendar year triple. And I kind of looked at these young kids, and in the back of my head, I'm like, sure, sure you are. Well, good luck. And they made me eat my thoughts, if you will. That was the year I did my CDT hike in 21, and sure as shit, when I got up to Montana, close to the border, I see these two brothers coming up to my camp in the morning. Who do you think it was? It was these two kids, and they had already finished the AT. They had one more week to do on the PCT, I believe they told me, and they wrapped it up. They hiked the whole thing together. Impressive. It's fucking awesome. Guys who even attempt something like that it's mind blowing to me. I'm just fascinated by endurance, what the human body is capable of. You know, I hear in towns, and I've heard it all this year, the excuses when I maybe tell a customer what I've done, and immediately the excuse is coming out. Oh, I wish I could do something like that, but I really want to. But they're already doubting themselves, and they don't even give them a fucking chance. I've seen people from every fucking walk of life on these through hikes that are blind, hiking with dogs. They got prosthetic legs. The families of, the Crawfords and these people that are hiking with their kids. I've seen it all at this point. If you really want to do it, then fucking do it. But don't sit there and look in my face and tell me, no, I would do it, but well, you can just stop that fucking sentence right there, because whatever comes out of your mouth next is 100% horse shit, in my opinion. I don't give a fuck. If you really want to do it, do it. The human body is capable of way more than you give it credit for. Hell, I basically limped to the Canadian border. You go back and watch those videos in Oregon up into Cascade Locks. You watch me walk past the camera. I was at a straight hobble at that point. And I threw my pack on after Cascade Locks. I was in rough fucking shape. My ankle was very fragile at that point in time, and I still had 400 fucking miles to go. You think that even crossed my mind once to quit that fucking trail? I'll crawl to the fucking border. I don't give a fuck. You're gonna have to drag my ass off of here because I ain't quitting. You got to have that fucking mentality. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for failure before you even take one fucking step on these trails. It's a mental game, man. It's mental. Said it a million times. I do all these podcasts and shit. Tell them all the same thing. It's the people who finish these trails. It's a mental. They're the strongest mentally, 100%. Your body's gonna be fucked up. I don't care who you are. You David Goggins, you're David Goggins. Your fucking knees are gonna be hurting. I don't give a fuck. But you think David Goggins is gonna quit? Hell no. He's already made it up in his mind. He's gonna fucking finish. That's it. I agree with you 100%, brother. I'd rather be in the woods than in work. Go take a walk. Go do a day hike. Go take your dog to the park, man. I guarantee you feel a lot better than before you went there. You're having a shitty day at work. Fucking boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife nagging at you and shit. Go take a fucking walk. I guarantee you start thinking more clearly. Mother Nature heals a lot of shit, man. She will strip you down to the bare essentials of what it means to be fucking what you need to be happy in this fucking world. Through hiking is one of the worst things you can do to your body, but it's fun. Yeah, I won't disagree with that, Greg. I wonder if there's been any long-term studies done on us through hikers over the years. I wonder if some doctors taking one of those fuckers in there and said, "Hey, you ain't gonna walk in 40 years, by the way." Well, if that's the case, if a doctor came and told me that tomorrow, it ain't gonna stop me from through hiking. I don't give a fuck. I'm having too much fun doing it. Quitting never even occurred to me. Yeah, I mean that's the attitude you have to have. You think I remember when I was hiking up to the Sierras and I could see the Sierras from a distance on the PCT, getting up there, I was butthole puckered before I even got up to that first pass, man. I was staring at those fucking mountains and I was probably 100 miles away and I could see those snow peaked mountains, in the distance. And I'm like, holy fuck, I got to walk up there. I'd never hiked on snow at elevation before in my fucking life. I was scared shitless going into the Sierras. But all right, cool. This is a fun learning process. Let's go do it anyway. You know, maybe I should fuck with all these northbounders and shit on Far Out Guide or Gut Hook this upcoming year. Give them all the fear mongering that I got. Oh, don't go up there, man. It's too fucking dangerous. Okay. Same thing when you told me that fucking water source was all shitty after I just got done hiking through the Great Basin in Wyoming. When I get to this beautiful pond, maybe it's got a little green marsh in there. That's gross. Well, have fun in the Great Basin, motherfucker. Good luck wading through 3 feet of cow shit to drink lukewarm water that's you've hiked the marathon to get to. You'll be praying for that water source you told me was shitty. All right, guys. How about a couple more questions here? We're rolling up on an hour. I think I've ranted a good long while on this live stream. Thank you again for everybody that's donated through this live chat. Appreciate y'all. Fear mongering was bad on the AZT in 23. Fear mongering is always going to be on these trails. I'll tell everybody the same thing I've told them in the past. It's like, go up and see it for yourself. That's what I say. If it's too sketch, none of these trails are worth your fucking life. It ain't going anywhere. Go do it again another year. But don't let some asshole tell you what you can't do. Go up and see that shit for yourself. If you like, hey, my life, I think my life is going to be in danger if I do this. Well, then that's when you have to swallow your pride. But don't quit long before you even get to go see it with your own 2 eyes. You can always backtrack on these fucking trails. Go do it another year. India Andrew asks, sorry if this question has been asked. I just got off work and tune in. Are you going Sobo this time? Yeah, the plan is to do all 3 again Sobo. I've done every through hike I've done up to this point. I've always gone northbound. I love the reason I've done all these northbound is because for me, there's something about being up in those northern states during the fall in October. I think it's absolutely beautiful up there. And, like the PCT, I think the monument is cooler. You get up to the Canadian border, there's that clear cut through the trees. It's a spectacular way to finish. The CDT, you finish up in Glacier National Park, just drop dead gorgeous. The AT, you get up Mount Katahdin, it just takes you, you feel that you're at the top of the world. I think the southern terminuses on all these trails, and this is only one reason, they're not as epic in my opinion. That won't take away from the fact that you just hiked 2,000 plus miles. It's still going to be that feeling is going to be awesome. But, doing so it'll give me a different perspective, I guess, going the other way. And hopefully the crowds won't be as bad, especially on the AT when I go do that one again. Fuck, man. That going northbound on the AT, you're talking 30 fucking people at every shelter for the first few weeks. It's going to be interesting to see how the AT there through North Carolina and Southern Virginia and Tennessee is going to be. I haven't looked into it too much on if they even have decided on how they're going to reroute around that area. I mean, the trail, from what I understand, just got devastated through there, just blow down city. It's going to take some time, but it'll be interesting to see if they just decide to reroute it or if they, are they just going to close that area of the AT next year? I just don't know. Yeah, I'm sure the PCT and the CDT are going to be a lot more busier in 2025 because of that Hurricane Helene down there. and southern Appalachia. All right, guys, we're rolling up on an hour. We're gonna leave you there. I want to thank y'all for sticking around. I know it's, this year for me, content wise, has been pretty much non-existent. It's just I live in a city, and all I have is a little local park that I go to. I used to go to with Rosco and stuff, and it's drained me mentally, and it's not good for me. I need to be back out in the woods, okay? And that's why the main reason why I decided to do this. I can't live in a town. I tried this year, and it's not for me, man. I belong out in the fucking woods, and I belong out there living in Mother Nature and inspiring people to get off their fucking asses and change their lives for the better, and doing these long trails themselves. All right, we'll leave y'all there. Thank y'all for stopping in. Just want to let you know what my plans are, and thank you again for everybody who reached out about Rosco. It means the world to me. He's always going to be with me in spirit. I will be rocking his collar on my pack for the next go around on these Triple Crown trails. All right, guys, we'll talk to y'all later. Have a good night.